Okay, hi everyone. This is a screencast just to go through exactly the content for the first session of marketing. First of all, apologies. Obviously, I can't be here because I'm away in Sheffield for, well, yesterday and what it'll be today, Thursday. So I'm going to try and go through as much as I can using a screencast. Normally, the presentation would be recorded with you guys there, but this is the best we can do really with the tools we've got. So last week we looked at the concept of marketing and what marketing is. We talked about advertising, we talked about direct marketing, we looked at sponsorship, we did a few branding exercises, we looked at logos and strap lines. So what we did last week was really just identify some of the key concepts underlying what marketing is. So what we're going to do in this session is just take it a little bit further and start to really define what the term marketing is, and then actually look at how marketing strategies are used, in particular the Ansoff matrix, to allow businesses to grow. So what is marketing? Marketing is a management process. You need to know the whole purpose of the business. You can't start looking at marketing strategies if you don't know what your aims and objectives are. So if you don't know what you want to achieve, how can you possibly know where to advertise, what to advertise, who to use as a sponsor? The definition of marketing in a nutshell is identifying and satisfying customer wants and needs. So as it says there, giving customers what they want. The idea being that you don't just produce a product and then hope to sell it. You use policies such as market research, so primary and secondary research, to find out exactly what people want, then look at, as a business, what can we produce that satisfies that want. Identifying and anticipating customer requirements. The best businesses, so for example, that you could argue the iPads, that created their own wants, that created their own needs, because people really didn't need a large tablet before the iPad came out, but now I can guarantee quite a few of you have got iPads. So I think Apple have been very, very clever and created their own needs. But as a policy that's the norm, it would be more the case of a business identifying a need, then producing a product that satisfies that. And the key word there is profitably. We can make a loss in the short term, but in the long term, you cannot make a loss because your shareholders aren't going to be happy. If it's a small business, you're going to be running out of money. So what that does is it really, really quickly sums up what marketing is. Now, I know this session is going to be quite quick, so obviously because it's being recorded, feel free to pause and rewind and go over again, because it's all gonna happen quite quickly. Right, there's quite a lot on this slide. We're going to look at, some of you done business before will know what the marketing mix is. We will start to look at the 7 P's of marketing, but at the moment we're just going to focus on the 4 P's, which are product, price, promotion and place, as you can see there. So what that means is, what are we going to sell? So what is the product? How much are we selling it for, i.e. the price? How are we going to get people to know about it? How are we going to convince them to buy it? The promotion. And then where exactly are we going to sell it, and how are we going to get it to them? And that's the place. So really, that is the underpinning concept behind marketing, the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, promotion and place. What you've got on the left are a few different views on how you can orientate your business. Now really the best businesses are always going to be marketing orientated. I just mentioned that the Apple iPads created the demand, so you could argue that that's product orientated. So what I mean by this is, if you're product orientated, you will find a new technology, build a product, and then worry about selling it, then worry about marketing it. If you are sales orientated, the product will either already exist, or you can make it very, very easily, and it's down to you then to sell it in an excellent way. So double glazing, for example, it's very sales orientated, because the whole process is the person talking to you, direct selling, convincing you that you need this product. The marketing orientation is the halfway house. That's what most businesses aspire to. So looking at where you are as a company, doing some market research, applying your product, price, promotion and place, your marketing mix, applying those 3 things enables you to be marketing orientated, and then gives you the best chance really of selling your product. What I would like you to do is just in some small groups start to look at these products. and start to think about, well, what is the product? What is the price? How are we going to promote it? How are we going to place it? If you can stop the recording now and have a go at that, but obviously this recording will just continue through. Okay, I hope you had a think about what sets the price. What different ways are there of promoting a product? What different ways do these companies promote a product? Where do they place their product? So is it in a one-off store? Is it online? Is it in a market stall? You know, all the parts of the 4Ps. Hopefully you've got a good idea and you've had to think about for each one of these products. Now this is a question that people always ask me: which is the most important of the 4Ps? Now it's open for debate because you couldn't have a company without any one of them. So what do you guys think is the most important of those 4Ps? Because when you think about it, if you don't promote the product, how does anyone know about it? If the price is too high, no one will buy it. If you don't sell it where people can find it, no one will be able to buy it. But it comes back to the it, doesn't it? Excuse me, it comes back to the product. So maybe if you had to pick one, you might pick the product, because without that, there's nothing, is there? Even if you advertise poorly, you don't make it accessible, you make it expensive, the product still exists, and someone, somewhere, I would have thought, will buy it. Right. Everyone obviously recognises, or I should hope would recognise, the product in the middle there is the Xbox. Now, this is really, really important. As I said at the start, we're going to start to move on to look at what is known as the Ansoff matrix. Now, the Ansoff matrix is a way at looking at where your product is in relation to other products and what markets exactly your product's in. So are you looking at creating a new market or staying in an existing market? Are you looking at creating a new product or using your existing product? So what market is this product in? What is the purpose of selling this? So maybe if pause the presentation, or just have a think about what market is this product in and who are its main competitors. Okay, so hopefully as groups or as a class, you've had to think about what market this product is in. I'd be hoping that some of you, well, all of you, would have said gaming. You would have said computers. Who are its main competitors? I'm gonna again, it's quite hard with me not being here, but I'm gonna assume that PS3 was probably one of the top ones. Nintendo Wii. But is Nintendo Wii in the same market? Yes, they're both games consoles. One's wireless, one's wired. Would you say the Nintendo DS is in the same market as this? Would you say that PCs are the same market as this? What I'm getting at is it's not necessarily in the most obvious market. I think the best example of this, you may have heard of Parker pens. If you haven't, they are quite high-end, quite luxury pens that are still ink cartridges and are sold in places like WH Smith, and you can buy them online. Now, sales of Parker pens decreased hugely, and the managing director said to his employees, "Why is this? This is, why are we not selling our products? Who are our main competitors?" So let me ask you guys, who are the main competitors of a Parker pen? Again, if you want to pause this recording, then and have a discussion, that might be useful. Okay. Well, I'm thinking that you said other pen manufacturers. Bic. There's the Rollerball, just other high-end, high-quality pen manufacturers. But what you're assuming is that Parker pens were in the pen market. Now that may seem strange because it obviously is a pen, but is that the reason why people are buying it? And the answer they found out was no. You all know what a Zippo lighter is. They're quite nice. You can get them engraved. Again, quite high-end lighters. They found out at Parker that their main competitor was these lighters because they weren't in the pen market. They were in the luxury male gift market, and that would then change their whole marketing mix. That would change their whole approach to marketing just finding out that one thing. So going back to this example with the Xbox, you could argue that films, TV are their competitors. I would argue that gigs, clubs, the cinema are their main competitors because they're competing for your time. I think the Xbox, the market is people's evenings, people's weekends, people's free time. So think about all the different things that compete for a business's free time, sorry, an individual's free time. Anyway, that brings me on to the main topic that we need to discuss today, which is the Ansoff matrix. Now, the Ansoff matrix, as you can see there, looks at two main factors. It looks at products and it looks at markets. When I say market, as we just discussed a moment ago, a market is the group of people that you're targeting at, or the reason for purchase. So it could be young people aged 16 to 25, and in the previous case, the market was free time, or it was a luxury male gift, or whichever it will be. So what you've got here is 4 different boxes of ways that, or areas that businesses can place their products in. Now, the further you go to the right and the further you go, so the further you go this way and the further you go this way, the riskier it is. So this is the riskiest thing to do, to diversify, but it also can bring the most rewards. What that's saying is you're going to create a completely new product for a group of people that have never used it before, or never seen anything particularly similar before. So you can see that, going back to the Apple iPad, that would have been here, because it's a completely new product in arguably a completely new market. Huge risk, absolutely huge risk, but huge rewards nonetheless. We look at the top right box, product development. Well, that's an existing market, but making it better. So that would be, following on from the Apple example, the iPhone 4 to the iPhone 5. Isn't it? It's developing a new version, a new range of an existing product. Your bottom left, market development, is taking an existing product and targeting at a new market. So with the Parker Pens example, they would maybe stop looking at their advertising campaigns being based around writing and based around the actual pen itself, but based around the act of giving. The act of giving a luxury pen at Christmas, at birthday, things like Father's Day will be an excellent way of targeting their new customer range. Market penetration is the easiest one to do. It doesn't cost as much, it's not as risky, but it reaps the less rewards. So that may be a new marketing campaign. It may be some new sponsorship, but you've still got the same product and you've still got the same target customer, the same target market. So you will see on the VLE that, well, there will be in a second, apologies, a Ansoff and Coca-Cola Ansoff matrix. So what you're going to need to do, you can see the different ranges, the Diet Coke, Cocoa Vanilla, Fanta Icy Lemon, Coca-Cola Share Size, Winnie the Pooh Roo Juice, and that's just hilarious, didn't know they made that, and Powerade. So what I need you to do, as the questions say, is put them into each box and then tell me why. Why have you put each product in its particular box? What definition, what rationale, what justification do you have, for example, putting Coca-Cola Vanilla in product development? And you will find that there's some of them have definite answers, some of them really, really don't. It's down to you to argue a case. You will find also that on the VLE, if I just go back, There are some resources that may help you slightly with this. So if you look under week 1, you'll see there's the presentation that I'm going through now. There's also a document saying Ansoff explained. So if you need a bit of clarification of some of those key terms, then please feel free to use the document. So if you can pause the presentation for now and start to look at where you put the different Coca-Cola products within these boxes. If we say about 15 or so minutes for this, maybe 20 minutes, we're not going to go through this now, but if you can make sure that this is completed for next week's session, because then we can go through the answers. Okay, so hopefully you've been able to assign the different Coca-Cola products to the 4 boxes, and you've also looked at justifying those choices and explaining just briefly why businesses such as Coca-Cola use the Ansoff matrix. The whole point is to grow the business. It's to use the best strategies you have available to you, the best products and services that you have currently and are predicted to have in the future, mapped with which markets you are targeting your product at. So the whole point is to grow the business. So what I'd like to do now is just start to look at the assignment. Now this assignment itself here isn't going to be available yet, but you can quite easily pause this presentation and you can see what you have in front of you. What you're going to need to do is demonstrate to a managing director of a business. So you've applied for a marketing analyst post, and as part of the interview process or the application process, you need to demonstrate that you have sufficient knowledge of marketing to justify the job. So as you can see, P1 is a very large pass criteria. It's probably one of the biggest actually in the whole course. So what we've talked about today at the Ansoff matrix is just 1/3 of one pass criteria. So don't think every single pass criteria is going to be like this, but just so you're aware, this one is a large pass criteria. So what you're going to need to do, pick 2 contrasting organisations. This is key. If you pick 2 similar organisations, you won't be able to get the merits and distinctions, and you'll really, really struggle with even the passes. Now, when I say contrasting organisations, if, for example, you pick Asda and Debenhams, you may see, they're contrasting because one's mainly food and one's clothes. However, they're both large multinational companies. They're both PLCs. They both operate in the tertiary sector. All these key points, by the way, we will go through in the business environment unit. So if, for example, you're not too sure the difference between a PLC and an LTD, which I don't expect you to know at this moment, if when I say tertiary sector, that's a little bit confusing, that's fine. What I just need to make you aware of, you need to pick very, very different businesses. So on the presentation, what I've actually said is Apple and Hybrid College. One's educational, one provides a service, and the other is providing a product, and it's providing a tertiary product. Other examples of very different businesses would be companies in the primary sector, which would be companies that extract raw materials from the earth, companies that are in the secondary sector, which turn those raw materials into products. So furniture makers, for example, car manufacturers. Then tertiary sector businesses are businesses that sell direct to the customer. You may find some businesses operate in more than one, or actually all 3 sectors. You just need to make sure that your choice is very, very different. Now, if you want to double check your choice before you start doing a lot of work, then please do. I don't know who's here, if it's Sharon, Alec, then please do ask them. Or if you want to email me or Facebook me, I will be able to have a look and get back to you. Just don't pick just similar businesses. That's the key to this. Don't pick similar businesses. So what do you need to do? Most of the PowerPoints I give you will have this, what you need to do, basically. It makes it very clear. And that is, explain with examples how they use the Ansoff matrix to grow their businesses. And for the part of the merit, it's how the businesses use the Ansoff matrix differently. So this is where, like, as I said, you wouldn't be able to do this if the businesses are too similar. What you'll see is on the VLE is pretty much a template like this. So if you pick a business with a fairly large product range, it makes it much easier to put your products in the different boxes. So I keep harping back to it, but Apple, they've got a large product range. Car manufacturers, clothing companies, all have quite large ranges. So it may be useful to pick one of those as your main business to focus on. When you start to look at your comparison business, if it's a primary sector business, they might not have so many. And that's fine, because you could just pick their 1 or 2 products, put them in the boxes, and explain that because of the nature of the business, that's why they use the Ansoff matrix differently. All the materials, as I said, are here under week 1. What I would expect by next week, so by next Thursday afternoon, is obviously you've got your business events work, which you can do in, I think, the next session if you haven't done it already. You've got your Ansoff and Coca-Cola thing, which should have been done in this session, so that's, you can just bring that with you. So what I'd like you to do in this session, for the rest of this session, is actually complete that first part of P1 and that second part of M1. If you've got any questions, I will be on Facebook this evening. I think, what time is it now for you guys? I think it's mid-afternoon Thursday, so we're at the conference right now. So I won't be able to respond straight away, but hopefully there's someone there who can. And you've now got quite a while to get this done. So, like I said, any questions, let me know. But other than that, I will see you next week.